This podcast is brought to you by PodPro Australia.
Do you want to get massive reach on your socials for free? In today's episode, I show you how. Social media, Google, email marketing, systems, website traffic, and the endless content creation that comes with marketing. It's overwhelming, right? Say goodbye to endless stress and hello to clarity with the Meaningful Marketing Podcast. In this podcast, I will share with you fast and free practical methods to help you manage, monetize, and market your business, all infused with a healthy dose of motivation. Let's do this. Welcome back to the Meaningful Marketing Podcast. I'm Chantal Gerardy from Online Business Marketing. In our previous episode, I shared with you 8 fundamentals that every business owner should do before even thinking about getting online. So if you haven't already, make sure to jump back onto that one and take action on those 8 fundamentals. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the A word, the poor little algorithm. Everybody talks about the algorithm and the poor algorithm gets blamed for everything. The thing is, I love the algorithm. And when I share with you today what an algorithm is, you're better going to understand how you can actually manipulate that algorithm to work for you. That means you do not have to pay for advertising. That means you can simply do the right thing on the right platform for your audience, and the algorithm will repay you by putting those people in front of you and putting your content in front of them. In our previous episode, one of the fundamentals was about having a professional profile online. And in there, I explained how when you set up your profiles, it is absolutely fundamental that you understand who your ideal client is and what they're struggling with so that you can create content for them. When you set up your profiles and you set up your description and you insert your location, you are inputting data into the platforms, which is helping the platform better connect you with the right people online. So if you haven't already, ensure that you go back to every platform that you're using and make sure that you have set them up correctly and inputted the right data and messages into the platform. It's not just for your ideal client to be able to stalk you and be able to understand what you do. It's about having that data inside the platform so the platform can work for you without you paying for ads. Your words matter. So what is the algorithm? Well, the algorithm predicts or determines or chooses what goes on your news feeds. And if you think about it, that means it also predicts, determines, and chooses what goes on your ideal customers' news feeds too. It scans all the input and content on the platform in making that decision. And it determines how interested you'd be in seeing that information. It then predicts what you'd like to best see and considers how you would respond or engage in that content. Platforms need you to engage. They need you to like, to comment, or share, because when you do so, the platform then understands what you're interested in, so it can better control, predict, and share with you the relevant data, the relevant content that you want to see online. If you think about Facebook, when Facebook first started, all it had was the little thumbs up. And when we all got on Facebook, it was all a big novelty for us to go in and like everything. Many of us even wanted a thumbs down one as well. But then a couple of years later, they started the emojis where there was a little angry face, a little wow, a little happy face, and a little care emoji as well. Facebook didn't create those little engaging emojis for you or to play with you. They created them because people stopped putting the thumbs up emoji. They started to scan through Facebook and not engage anymore and put the thumbs up. Because there is so much content on social media now and news feeds are full, the only way it can determine what to show you is based on the feedback that you give it. So when you say wow to something, or you put the angry face to something, or you put the love heart to something, Facebook then knows what to put in front of you. I think that's a really good example of how the platforms need you to engage so they can better determine what to put onto your newsfeed. Now, when you understand that, it's easy for us then to understand that when we set up our profiles and we put the right words into the profiles when we set them up, that is going to help determine the reach and who actually sees those profiles. And then when we create content that is relevant to our ideal client or customers and put it out onto our platforms, if it is valuable and relevant and our ideal customers are interested in that content, based on how they engage online and what they show interest in, your content now has the opportunity to come up onto their news feeds for them to see. So let's just take a step back. There are 3 ways that we can really manipulate that algorithm. Number 1 is making sure that we have set up our platforms correctly. Use the right language of who we work for, how we help them, what those people are struggling with, and the outcome that they can expect from working with you. So number 1 is setting up your profile with the right content. Number 2 is creating the right content on your profile so that it stands a better chance of being seen by your customers online. Now, number 3 is probably one of the most underutilized strategies that people don't use, and that is going out and finding your ideal audience and putting your content in front of them. Now, when it comes to the platforms that you choose, and I will do a podcast on this, it is fundamental that the platforms that you choose have your ideal customer and you know where they hang out and how to find them. So the third part of manipulating the algorithm would be to go and find your ideal customers online and give them that content or put that content in front of them. So for example, with a platform like Facebook, it would be going into Facebook groups that have your audience in their community so that you can now position yourself in front of your audience. On a platform like Instagram, it would be utilizing the correct hashtags so that when your ideal customers are searching those hashtags, your content comes up. So whatever platforms you decide to use, it is fundamental that you use the platform as the platform is expected to be used. All the platforms are different. How the audiences engage and utilize those platforms are different. And in order to get the algorithm working for us, we have to respect the platform and respect the audience. So in the comments below, out of the 3 ways that I've shared with you today to manipulate that algorithm, please comment below, out of the 3 that we've mentioned today, which is the one that you're going to take action on? Number 1, are you going to go ensure that you have set up your profiles and that they effectively communicate who you help and how? Number 2, are you going to relook at the content that you're creating and make sure that it effectively communicates to a stranger what you do and for who? Or number 3, going out onto the platform and, I call it peacocking, putting yourself in front of your ideal customer and say, look at me, I'm creating content that you like, so that you're now pulling them back onto your platforms. If you haven't already, connect with me on Chantal Gerardy on Facebook, or download free resources from the onlinebusinessmarketing.com.au website. Please be sure to subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And of course, if you found something valuable that we've shared with you today, I'd love it if you could leave us a review. This is Chantal Gerardy from the Meaningful Marketing Podcast. Thanks for listening in. Meaningful marketing is all about you making your marketing meaningful. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. But subscribing means that you won't miss out on future episodes all about marketing and motivation. Stay inspired, stay focused, and make your marketing meaningful.